My name is Greenstein, and my rank was a sergeant, and I enlisted in the Army Air Corps. At that time, there was no Air Force, so the Army Air Corps, and I went down to Chanute Field, no, not Chanute, well, Chanute Field, it's called Chanute Field, Texas. And I had my basic training there. Stayed there for about 3 months, and then went up to Illinois at an Air Force Academy at the University of Illinois. We took courses there, and then the field was right alongside the school. So we were there for about 3 months.
Okay. So do you want to go ahead and get started?
And then
Yeah, let's get started.
Okay.
Unless we got a reason to hold up.
Okay.
I went out to Peterson Field,
About your name and
Colorado Springs,
military, a little bit about what you did.
for training, and I didn't do much, just waiting around. And I got my assignment. My MOS was teletype maintenance, and I was ordered to be shipped overseas. And overseas meaning at that time it was Europe, European theater of operations. Decided to join the service so I could get a better position, and I would be ordered to come there anyway. I was 17. I was at school in Old Hills, and that's when I went into the service, active duty. Joined the military in '44.
Served in World War II?
Yeah, somewhat.
How long were you in the service for?
About 2 years.
Do you have any memorable stories from the time in the military?
Remember, sorry. Well, we went over on a ship, the Eau de France, which was next to the second largest ship on float, next to Queen Mary. And while we were out there, the war in Europe stopped. The Axis surrendered. So we were a day out of Scotland when that happened. So we had services on the ship, and then we landed in Scotland. A day later, we took a train. We went down to the area between London and Falmouth, about, I don't know, 100 miles or so. And then we were assigned some duties there. And then about 3 months later, I flew to Paris, Orly Fields. That's where I spent most of my work experience.
What did you do while you were in the military? What was your job?
Mostly communications, teletype communications at that time. Favorite thing was to take them some flights, which I did, on different planes, like B-17, or B-29, different things. That's what I enjoyed the most. I liked the B-29 because it was big, and you had more room. And if you want, when I was at Old Hills the last year, they put in navigation. So we were taught navigation, not the real hard navigation, not nighttime navigation, but daytime. And the B-29 was well suited for that. So we played, flew high, and they had the latest equipment. One time, yeah, you say, there was a lot of people that disappeared.
And we
You know,
flew
they
over
went out to get a vacation and never came back.
navigation skills,
So,
when I say skills, we
He helped me put it in order that they're gonna close the basic train, the camp, not let anybody in and out, and search around the city, see if they could find these GIs. Of course, they waited so long, they only found about 3 out of about 300. By that time, the GIs wore clothes like the French, spoke like the Frenchmen, and knew where to hide. So
San Marcos,
they wasn't too successful. I wasn't involved in that, other than what I heard.
follow what I tell you.
I just went home to see my folks and my family, my sister, and
Fiji's,
put on the
Marshall,
Pacific,
white clubs,
not us.
pines, and so forth. And this
Are you
girl
glad you
thought I
went
was
to
so
Europe
old,
instead of
she
the Pacific?
Pardon?
Are you glad you went to Europe instead of going to the Pacific
but I
Ocean?
wasn't
Yeah,
heroic.
at that
Just
time,
went
sure.
along for the ride and told them where to
Because they
go.
were still fighting on the islands.
Then we went up
And
to
they were
Samoa
getting ready for a raid on Japan.
and flew all over the Pacific.
I mean, they
Went up to
used the atomic
Okinawa,
bomb,
went
but
up to
they eventually would have to land in
every
Japan
place we could find.
to take over.
Palawan, we went to Borneo,
Seems boring to me, but maybe interesting to you. But
we went to
Plenty interesting.